Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep are the makers of premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and come delivered right to your doorstep. We've had our Helix Sleep mattress now for about a year and we're getting great sleep. Our backs feel supported, and I love that we were matched with a mattress that could fit our needs. We took the Helix Sleep quiz. I happen to be a side sleeper. I like a firm mattress and I share my bed with my husband. And the quiz takes all my preferences and needs into account along with my husband's and comes with a compromise and a mattress that fits our needs. We matched with the Helix Sleep Dusk Luxe, and as I said before, we're getting great sleep, and it's just a wonderful upgrade to our old mattress, which we inherited, and while it served us well, it really needed to be replaced. Helix Sleep mattresses come rolled up in a cardboard box, so they're easy to maneuver. We have a narrow set of stairs. It was great to bring up the stairs because it was small and compact, and I was able to install the mattress myself. I love that, so great. And my kids also have Helix Sleep mattresses and they're getting great sleep as well. They feel so grown up in their full-size twin mattresses. With your mattress, you get a 100-night sleep trial. If you don't like it, Helix Sleep will pick it up and give you a full refund. Your mattress also comes with a 10-year warranty, and there are financing options and flexible payment plans. So if you'd like to try Helix Sleep for yourself and start getting great sleep, click the link down below or head over to helixsleep.com/emmymade to see how you can receive up to $200 off your mattress and 2 free pillows. Big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video and for their continued support and for allowing me to make better videos for all of you. So today I'm going to be making a recipe that I found on Soar News. I'll put a link down below for a cheesecake that doesn't require any baking technically, no eggs, we don't have to worry about any cracking, and it uses ice cream. I don't think I need any other reason to make this. I mean, those checked off a number of things that I'm very curious about. Number one, we're going to be doing most of the cooking of this cheesecake in the microwave. Interesting. Never baked a cheesecake in the microwave. Number two, we're going to be using ice cream, which has me thinking of that genius recipe by Jacques Pepin to make French toast with melted ice cream. Absolutely genius. We're going to be using melted ice cream in this recipe to give flavor, to give richness, little sugar to our cheesecake. Genius, I say. So that, and then we're going to also taste this, right? I think that is also the reason why I want to make this. I want to know if the taste and texture are similar to what I think of when I think of a cheesecake. This is a Japanese recipe, so all the ingredients will be in gram measurement because much of the world uses grams instead of imperial measurements, but I will do my best to offer imperial cup and teaspoon measurements as well. So if you're curious about this, you too can make the ice cream cheesecake cooked in a microwave, a little bit toasted in a toaster oven, and taste this for yourself. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. So the cast of characters for this recipe is pretty typical in terms of a cheesecake, I would say. We've got cream cheese, ice cream isn't typical, but you know, kind of some kind of dairy, sugar, a little bit of lemon juice for acidity, all kind of similar, familiar characters. So I've got 200 grams of cream cheese in this bowl, which is almost an entire stick. It's about the entire brick of cream cheese minus maybe a tablespoon. I want this to be really soft, so I'm going to microwave it for about 20 seconds to make sure there are no lumps when I stir it all up. So let's do that. Let's see how soft it is. Oh yeah, make sure it's all smooth. Here I've got some melted ice cream. I'm using vanilla. You can use any flavor you like. They also do a matcha version, which is a green tea version. So if you can find matcha tea ice cream, that would be absolutely delicious. But I'm just going to go with vanilla. So I've got 140 milliliters of ice cream, which I've measured already, and I've let it sit on the counter to be melted. About 2/3 of a cup into there. So generally speaking, Japanese style cheesecakes tend to be a lot less sweet than the New York style cheesecakes that we might be accustomed to here in the States. So I'm going to double the sugar and add 2 tablespoons of sugar, just so it's a little bit more like what I know of as cheesecake in terms of level of sweetness. I just have thought about that recently when I made the air cheesecake. Did you see that recipe? Another Japanese recipe for air cheesecake. I'll put a link down below in case you missed it. And that definitely was not as sweet as I would be accustomed to. And now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And that's about 1/4 of a lemon. And that will do kind of a thickening as it reacts a bit to the dairy in there, but also give it a little bit of tang. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. That is it. This is a Pyrex container, and this is heat safe and is 7 inches in diameter, just for your information. If you have a different size container, you will have to bake your cheesecake or cook it in the microwave accordingly. All microwaves are a little bit different. All Tupperware things are going to be a little bit different as well. So just make adjustments. I've got a sheet of parchment paper. This is also known as baking paper in other parts of the world. It is not wax paper. It is specifically coated, I believe, with some kind of silicone so that cookies and baked goods do not stick to it. If you use wax paper, things will stick. So parchment paper. And this is gonna be a little bit noisy, but I'm gonna shove this in here and then follow the shape of the bowl. Like that. Okay, now we're going to pour this in. Now we're going to pop this into the microwave. The recipe calls for a 600-watt oven and mine is, I think, 1,000. So I'm going to reduce the power by half and microwave it for 5 minutes and check the middle. And if the middle is not kind of set, I'm going to keep putting it in for 1-minute increments at 50% power until it looks cooked. Okay, that's the plan. Alrighty, I'll be back in a few minutes. Alrighty, so it's definitely cooked on the edges, and in the middle, it's a little jiggly still, a little jiggly. So I'm gonna give it 1 more minute. So as you might have noticed, this cheesecake recipe does not have a crust on the bottom. Instead, it's going to have a cookie kind of crust on top, crumb topping, that's going to be kind of a reversal of the crust. And I'm choosing to use Biscoff. Love these cookies. You need about 30 grams for the recipe, but you could use Oreos, you could use graham crackers, which is the classic combination. Melted butter, we need about 1 tablespoon and 30 grams of cookies, which happens to be almost exactly 4 Biscoff cookies. So while that's cooking, I'm just gonna crush up my cookies. These ones are packaged. This is what I could find at my store. So I'm just gonna crush them right in the little cellophane packaging. Crush them up. Don't be too rough with them because I don't want crumbs everywhere. Did you know Biscoff are vegan as well? I just learned that, okay. We have significantly less jiggle, and that was 7 minutes. Now we're going to take a teaspoon of sugar and sprinkle it over the top of the cheesecake. And then we're going to place this in the toaster oven, it says. And the recipe is very vague at this point. It doesn't say for how long, for at what temperature. So I'm going to put this in the toast. It says specifically a toaster oven though. So I'm going to set my oven onto toast and cook this until this kind of brulees or caramelizes on top. See, I've got the sugar on top. So that will help kind of caramelize it. I think in terms of cooking, most of the cooking has been done in the microwave. All the cooking, I think at this point, we're just getting this like caramelization thing to happen, right? I'm going to be using this as kind of a guide. We're making a pan out of foil, essentially. I'm going to take the cheesecake and place it back into the foil. Take this whole thing out like this. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to place it into the toaster oven. I'm just going to stand by the oven and watch it because I don't know how long it's going to take. Okay, through it in a little bit. Alrighty, I'm going to grab the cheesecake out of the oven. Alrighty, so the cake poofed up a little bit, but we've got some nice caramelization on the top. Nice. Now we're adding our cookie crumbs. Oh, Biscoff smells so good. And now we're going to take our melted butter and drizzle it over the top. Right? This is going to be like our crust. Alrighty. So now we're going to let this cool at room temperature for a little bit. And then we're going to cover it and place it in the refrigerator and allow it to cool for at least 5 hours, best overnight. So let me go grab the one that I made last night so we can give this a taste. Okay, be right back. Alright, my lovelies, I've got some strawberries here. I think this would look really beautiful on top of my cheesecake. This has been refrigerating overnight, so several hours. And the topping looks a little bit like tacos meat or something. Look. Yeah, so all that butter has been absorbed, and I think a little bit of garnish will help this out, I think. I'm gonna peel this back. So you don't have to worry about it not being able to come out of the mold. That oftentimes is something I worry about when I make a cheesecake, is will it release from the pan? But since we use parchment paper and not really a pan at all, but foil, we shouldn't have any issues, right? I'm able to hold it without it flopping all over the place, and we can just pull the parchment away. Isn't that great? So easy. Oh, that's lovely. And let's give this cheesecake a taste. So, it seems to slice nicely. Alrighty, we got it. And because I have it, I'm gonna add some sliced strawberries on top as well. It didn't come out as cleanly as I would have liked, but let's go ahead and give it a taste. Here's the bite. Let's try it without the strawberry first. Alrighty, itadakimasu. It's great. I'm definitely glad I added the extra tablespoon of sugar to the cheesecake base. It gives it that little extra sweetness that I associate with cheesecake, although still not as sweet as Western style, New York style cheesecake. But the flavor profile is very similar with that cream cheese, that tang, and that little bit of hint of vanilla from the ice cream. It's super rich without feeling heavy, and that Biscoff topping is so good. The richness and the density that you associate with a New York style cheesecake without feeling so heavy. It's kind of like a magic trick. Amazing. I think that ice cream adds that richness to it, but it doesn't feel so dense. So I definitely recommend adding the butter cookie crumb on top. It makes it much more like a traditional cheesecake with a cookie crumb, except on the top rather than on the bottom. But in terms of texture, it's really welcomed as well. You get a little of that dry, kind of sandy crunch with that buttery flavor. So good. This is great. Great recipe. All right, my lovelies, there you have it, the ice cream cheesecake. Super easy to make. You just make it in the microwave and the toaster oven, put it in the refrigerator, and you get this cute little sweet cheesecake. Perfect to share with someone you love. Thanks so much for watching, and big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to see how you can get a mattress for yourself, click the link down below, or head over to helixsleep.com/emmymade to see how you can get up to $200 off your mattress and 2 free pillows. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. I love hearing from you. I hear so many great recommendations and recipes from you, so please get in touch with me. Like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Really good. Oops.